My name is Kristi Zimmerman, and this is my first reading of my books. I've written 3 so far. The very first one, I guess I wasn't brave enough to write under my own name. I wrote it under Sophia Rose, and it's called The Adventures of Riley Wiggles and Ricky Whiskers. In case you can't tell as you read the story, I love them very much. They were my very own first rescue pets, and they mean a lot to me. So they are the inspiration for my stories. This story I did go ahead and republish under my own name, under the name Coming Home, and the series is now the title, The Adventures of Riley Wiggles and Ricky Whiskers. So, today, what I would like to do is read the story for the little ones. Coming Home by Kristi Zimmerman. Dedicated to my sweet daughters and loving husband, you are the world, my light, my life. I love you. See, that's my little ones right there. Beautiful, aren't they? This was Miss Ricky Whiskers. Adorable. Smartest cat I think I've ever met. Once upon a time, in a land far away, well, at least a county away, a sad little puppy sat all alone in a cage at a pound for lost puppies. He was black and white and fluffy all over, and the cutest, chubbiest little puppy in the whole place. One day, he was brought out his little cage by a man in a funny hat that usually gave him his food, and was handed to a strange lady. The lady smelled of flowers and cookies, and he decided then and there he liked her. The puppy squirmed and wiggled in her arms and tried to get her to her face to see if she tasted like cookies too. The lady giggled and sat down on the ground with the puppy. He jumped and yipped, even more excited now with someone to play with. The lady threw a little yellow ball, and the puppy happily went to chase it. Seemingly for hours, they played with the ball. After a while, the puppy seemed to get tired and curled up in the lady's lap for a nice nap. He could feel her petting his fur and snuggling close, and the puppy thought he just might stay here forever. Before long, the lady stood up and carried the puppy with her to talk to the man in the funny hat. They were both smiling, and the man reached down and gave the puppy a little rough on his head. "I'm going to miss this little tyke," he heard the man say, "but I'm sure glad he found a home." The man in the funny hat went through a door to the back, and when he came back, he was carrying the puppy's favorite blanket and little yellow ball. "Here you go, little guy. You can't leave without these." The puppy wondered what he meant. Leave, he thought to himself. Where would I go? Just as the puppy was starting to get worried, the lady gave him a kiss and told him they were going home. He did not know what home was, but he liked the lady and decided it'd be okay as long as he was with her. The lady took the puppy outside for a minute, and he could not see. He closed his eyes, cuddled up in the lady's arms. The puppy had not been outside in a long time. He had forgotten how bright the light in the sky was, how hot it felt on his black fur. The lady opened a car door and put the puppy on some blankets on the seat. "Here you go, baby. You'll be safe here." The lady closed the door and got in on the other side. The puppy did not like the loud sound the car made, but then the lady turned on the music and opened the windows. He could smell everything and loved the feel of the wind. He wanted to go explore all those curious smells, but the lady just smiled and told him it was time to go. The puppy listened to the lady for a while, telling him all about his new home, but try as he might, he just couldn't keep his eyes open. The puppy lay down on the blankets, closed his eyes, drifting off to the sound of the wind and the smell of the cookies. When he opened his eyes, the car had stopped, and the lady was not there. He looked around, and he did not know where they were. He could see a big building with trees all around, and he thought he heard the sound of water nearby. The puppy did not like being left alone, and he decided to call for someone to come and let him out. With his loudest yelp, He called for the lady. Yip, 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 yip. Ow! The puppy was winding up to yell louder when he heard the lady laugh. Okay, I'm here, baby. I really did do that. He saw the lady walking from the big building with a tall man, a very big man. The puppy did not know if he liked the man. He was very big. The puppy jumped to get away, but could not get his chubby little body turned around and instead tumbled to the floor. Yep. Oh, come here, little one, said the lady. As gentle as the new fallen snow on the winter top, she picked him up and held him close. Don't be afraid, little one. We are your new family. The tall man stood looking over his shoulder at the puppy, and he smiled with tenderness as he smoothed one giant finger over the puppy's nose. This man wasn't scary, the puppy thought. He's nice. When the big man reached out for the puppy, he decided he liked him too. All together they turned and went inside the big building. Welcome home, baby, said the lady. Well, we can't just call him baby. What shall we call him? Asked the man. The lady squinted her eyes and tilted her head. Fluffy? Spot? No, I think he looks like a Riley. Riley, said the man. For a dog? Just then the puppy decided he wanted down to explore, so he started to wiggle. And the man laughed and said, Riley it is. Riley Wiggles. He needs a middle name so he knows when he's in really big trouble. That made the lady laugh, and she gave the puppy a kiss. Riley Wiggles it is then. The couple took Riley outside and set him down in the grass. Here you go, Riley. You play here for a bit. Riley sat there in the grass wondering what to do. It was green and bright and soft under his paws. At first he was scared, but after a couple of minutes his curiosity won out. Riley took a step, and then another, and he started to sniff the ground. There were so many smells, and they were all so new and wonderful. And one in particular was very interesting, and he followed it along the grounds, around the anthill, by flowers, and up to the big green bush by the fence. And just as his nose started sniffing the leaves, Riley jumped back with a yelp. Something sharp had scratched his nose, and it was starting to bleed. Riley cried and ran to the door, calling for the lady. Yelp, 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 cried Riley Wiggles. The lady opened the door, and Riley rushed in before she could pick him up. Oh, goodness, said the lady, what have you gotten into? The lady looked outside and was about to close the door when a fluffy gray cat walked in the room. Riley saw the cat and started yelping again. Uh-oh, said the lady. I guess you have met Ricky Whiskers. The fluffy gray cat sat by the door staring at Riley. She was not hissing, but she did not look happy either. Well, look what the cat drug in, purred Ricky. A dog. Riley's nose still hurt from the cat scratch, and he did not think he was going to like this Ricky Whiskers very much. Go away, cat, he barked at her. This is my home. Ricky just sat there and licked her paws for a minute, and then jumped straight into the lady's arms. Riley decided he really didn't like her, but just then the lady put the cat down right beside Riley. Okay, you two, time to get to know one another. Ricky Whiskers, meet Riley Wiggles. Riley, meet Ricky Whiskers. You two are family now. Family does not hurt one another. Riley looked at the cat, was unsure about her. Ricky sniffed at the puppy's paws. I guess you can stay for Ricky. But next time, watch where you are sticking your nose. With that, she turned and hopped up on the big tower in the corner. Riley watched as the fluffy cat hunched into a ball and jumped clear across the room, landing on the counter, and then again to land on the stairs. After getting over the shock of how far she just jumped, Riley decided that was pretty impressive, and maybe she wasn't so bad after all. You coming? Ricky asked as she ran up the stairs. Riley yipped and followed suit, just a little too fast accidentally, because he tripped on his own paws and fell right into the bottom step. Dogs, mumbled Ricky, always so excited. Riley got up in a flash and was running up the stairs with enthusiasm now. "So what?" he said. "What you see is what you get." Ricky laughed and hopped up on the window sill in the corner. "Well, I see a slobbery handful of fur that just keeps tripping on his own tail." Just then, Riley did trip again and went tumbling into the rocking chair. Yelp! He didn't really hurt too badly, but he had fallen so many times now, and mostly in front of this cat, that he thought he might just lay there and never get up. Ricky felt bad for him. He may be a dog, but he's really just a pup, she thought to herself. Without warning, Ricky pounced on his tail. "Gotcha!" he said, and then, just as quick, she bolted and ran out of the room. Riley was shocked, and then he laughed, and then he chased her. And the two of them ran from room to room playing chase the rest of the afternoon. When it got quiet, Mama went to look for them and found the pair snuggled together, sleeping on the beds. "Oh, how cute," she said, and ran to grab her camera. Before Mama could get back to take the picture, however, Riley heard a strange noise that woke him up. "Hey, Ricky, what's that sound?" Ricky yawned and stretched ever so slowly, and as lazy as could be, sauntered over to the window. "Oh, that's just the school bus with the kids coming home." "Kids?" asked Riley. "What are kids?" Ricky laughed for a minute. "Silly puppy, don't you know anything? Kids are little humans. Our kids belong to the lady and the man." Riley heard the door open downstairs, and the loudest ruckus he had ever heard since leaving the big building. "Wow, they are loud," he said excitedly, and then, with a big leap, Riley jumped off the bed and ran for the stairs. Oh no, Ricky thought, but before she could warn him to slow down, Riley went tumbling down the stairs. By the grace of God and a little luck, he was not really hurt. It would have been quickly healed anyway, because within moments for right about that time, the kids saw him. "Puppy!" They squealed in unison. "You got us a puppy!" Riley looked up to see two little girls that looked just like the lady rushing over to him, and within moments he was scooped up and being snuggled and loved on. Riley yipped and started giving kisses and greetings, which made the girls squeal even more. "I could get used to this," he said as Ricky sat up on the stairs watching. "Well, I hope so, because these two love to play, and my tail could use a break." "Can we take him outside, Mama, can we?" the girls asked. Mama shook her head, okay, and went to start making dinner. Ricky followed the squealing girls with the puppy outside. "I best be keeping an eye on them with this new little squirt, and make sure they don't get into trouble." Ricky Whiskers tiptoed through the yard, sometimes pausing to pounce on a suspicious leaf or a bug. Riley looked up just in time to see Ricky run up the brick wall and back. "Whoa, how'd you do that?" he said excitedly. "I'm just that good," purred Ricky. Riley thought that was pretty cool, but then he saw something that made him even more excited. A little bouncy yellow ball in the girl's hand. Oh my goodness, he started hopping around and barking, "A ball, a ball, a ball." Riley got so wound up that he could not contain himself, and he started running in circles around and around as fast as he could. "He's chasing his tail," the girl squealed. Riley ran and ran until he heard the sound of the ball bouncing by, and turned and took off chasing it. For Ricky sitting on the wall, this was all very amusing. But after a while, she decided it was time for her to go exploring. Ricky liked her home here with the family, but she also liked to roam the neighborhood. She was a very curious kitty, and had a need to know what was going on around her. Ricky walked along the brick wall that connected the houses, and as for her usual walk, she strolled along behind the umbrella that fluttered by the pool, hopped over to the side fence on the next house, and right up onto the neighbor's roof. Ricky liked it better up here. She could see for miles and miles, and the nasty little dog in this yard could not get to her from up here. Ricky laughed as the dog growled and barked. She had heard all his threats before. Yeah, I know," she said. "You're going to get me." Ricky ignored the brute and kept going. She was just landing on the third house when she heard Riley start barking like crazy. Now what has that pup got into? She wondered. Ricky was debating going on her way. She just hated to miss out on her daily adventure. But Riley just kept barking, and her curiosity got the better of her. With a sigh, she turned back and quickly made her way back home to see what all the fuss was about. Ricky was very glad she did when she got there because Riley had cornered a mouse. "Oh, good boy!" Ricky exclaimed. "Yummy!" The mouse did not like seeing the cat and started squeaking for all it was worth, which made the little girl scream all the more and run to the backyard. Mamma was inside, but looked up through the window when she heard the noise. "No!" Mamma yelled as she started outside. "Oh my goodness, no, Riley, don't eat that." The girls thought it was funny and giggled, and all from behind Mamma, of course. Mamma couldn't help but laugh too. It's a cute little thing. Everyone thought so, but Riley and Ricky were still more inclined to think he looked yummy. Mamma scooped them both up and headed towards the door with the two little girls in tow. The rest of the afternoon was spent eating yummy chicken, playing chase with Ricky and the kids, and even getting his first bath in his new home. By bedtime, Riley could not keep his eyes open. He sat snuggled in the lap of one of the girls, thinking that this had to be the best feeling in the world. "So this is what it feels like to have a family," he said. Ricky smiled from her spot on the other girl's lap. "Yes, it is rather wonderful, isn't it?" she asked. "Yes," said Riley. "Yes, it is wonderful." "Welcome home, Riley Wiggles. Welcome home," said Ricky, as they both drifted off to sleep. The end. Thank you very much for letting me read my story to you, and I hope you enjoyed it.